Are Fano fighters in Mekelle? Are they in Alamata? Are Fano fighters getting support from Tigray military, Tigray government, TPLF? Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Firstly, Fano TPLF alliance. Rumors going around, reports coming in. Latest for you on this topic. Secondly, what is happening in Jubaland, Gaidu region? Jubaland president accused Egypt of creating instability over the issue of River Nile Dam in Jubaland in Gaidu region. Is Egypt really involved in this act? Let's start with this story, which is from Gaidu region, which is part of Jubaland, Gaidu zone, Jubaland regional state, ruled by Ahmed Madobe, the president who got himself elected last year through an indirect election, rejected by the federal government of Somalia. Madobe is backed by the Ethiopian government. Ethiopian forces are deployed to Jubaland, to Gaidu zone. Over a week ago, Ethiopian forces allegedly supported Jubaland forces in an attack in Dolu town, from where Somalia's federal forces were kicked out. A military base of federal forces came under attack and federal forces had to leave the area. In Balad Havo, towards Kenyan border, there have been clashes between Jubaland regional forces and Somalia's federal forces. Even this morning, there was an attack, there was a clash rather between Jubaland regional forces and Somalia's federal forces led by Abdi Rashid Jannan in the outskirts of Balad Havo town, both parties accusing each other of initiating the attack. So tension there. But government wants to have a foothold in Jubaland. Jubaland, backed by Ethiopia, doesn't want to see any federal presence in Jubaland. Jubaland president 2 days ago accused Egypt. He said the instability in Gaidu is linked to River Nile Dam dispute between Ethiopia and Egypt. So basically, he implied that Egypt wants to enter Gaidu, backed by Somalia's federal forces. Egyptian troops want to be deployed to Gaidu. Why? Because Egypt wants to put pressure upon Ethiopia to force Ethiopia to sign a legally binding agreement about the operation of dam. Egypt is destabilizing Gaidu, Jubaland for its own interests. Is Egypt really involved? I don't know, but it's not directly involved. I am not aware of any commitment given by Hassan Sheikh government about deployment of Egyptian troops to Jubaland, to Gaidu. It's not possible. I mean, Somalia's federal forces cannot be deployed here. They've been kicked out of Jubaland by Jubaland regional forces. How will they allow Egyptian forces here? And Ethiopian forces are spread across Gaidu under Ethiopian control. I think basically Madobe wants to ensure that Ethiopia continues its support for Madobe. That is why he's making up, I think, this claim. Otherwise, Egyptian military deployment in Gaidu is not likely. Second news story is about Fano fighters. Are they in Mekelle? Are they in Alamata? I did a video last night. I reported about Fano's attack on the Ethiopian National Defense Force in Kobo Robit. From Vaja to Kobo Robit, main road remained blocked for several hours on Friday. Fano tried to encircle military. Military suffered losses. Fano fighters captured anti-aircraft guns, LMGs, other weapons from the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Of course, Fano fighters suffered losses too, some were injured. In that attack by Fano on ENDF, Tigray military supported Fano fighters. Support was indirect. I told you in a video yesterday that Tigray fighters blocked Alamata to Vaja road. It did not allow ENDF to freely move from Alamata to Vaja. Rather, it allowed Fano fighters to use Tigray fighters' held territory, Tigray military held territory. So that is how Fano fighters were able to inflict losses on the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Why is Tigray military supporting Fano? Because Ethiopian military is supporting TPF. And TPF and Tigray military have been involved in a clash. 2 days ago, one Tigray military soldier was killed in that attack. So TDF not happy with the ENDF because ENDF is supporting TPF. But Tigray military will never publicly, officially acknowledge its support for Fano. Fano will never publicly say that it is being supported by Tigray military. Just like TPF never says publicly that it is supporting, it is getting support from ENDF. ENDF never admits that it is supporting TPF. All that is happening, but no one is going to admit that. No, what is being reported is that those fighters who were injured, those Fano fighters who were injured in Fano's attack on Koborobit, on the Ethiopian National Defense Force, they were taken to some hospitals in Tigray. Alamata and Mekelle are two towns, two cities where some Fano fighters received medical treatment. Some Fano fighters were injured, some were critically injured, others were mildly injured. And they were taken to these two hospitals reportedly, according to local sources. Which is not, I think, surprising. Which is not surprising. If Fano and Tigray military are cooperating militarily, it means that Tigray military will support Fano fighters in terms of provision of weapons, in terms of providing support, medical support, logistical support to Fano fighters. People would say, what about Fano's claim to Raya, southern Tigray? Well, I think Fano, Wollo Fano is ready to give away southern Tigray to TPLF, to Tigray fighters. Why? Because when Amhara government was dismantled here last year in southern Tigray, and Amhara militias had to withdraw ENDF back Tigray fighters last year when they captured southern Tigray. Back then, Fano fighters just silently withdrew from southern Tigray. They did not want to confront Tigray fighters. They said they were focused on Addis Ababa. They were focused on regime change. They wanted to topple Abiy's government, so they don't want to be diverted. So Fano fighters, I think, have agreed to Tigray's control of southern Tigray, Forum, Alamata, Raya Alamata. What about Fano's claim to Western Tigray, will Fano make similar adjustments if Tigray fighters try to take control of Umaravolka Sagade? Umaravolka Sagade is very strategic, fertile, rich area. And there'll be splits. I'll do a video on that. But all Fano groups won't agree to give away Maravolka Sagade to Tigray, to TPLF. Growing closeness between Fano and Tigray military is going to be another pain in the side of Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopian federal government, which is not happy with the growing proximity between TPLF and PFDJ, EDF and TDF. Thanks for watching.